Perfect himself here on this Renekton. Like, it's going to scale well. It's going to be a side lane threat. There's not a lot to set up this Mbessa, though, and we've seen Mbessa do really well with Wild Growth to help follow, or a Nautilus, for example, to help set up the engage. Honestly, Cuz just being here kind of bails his bottom lane out a little bit. He's like, I might fight for the dragon. Don't look at the quirky Yami lane over there. No, leave them alone. Let them catch those minions. That's kind of all he was able to accomplish.
Okay, nice little Aqua Prison. That was a little bit frightening. Grub away. See whether he can get two of them. Should be able to. Does have Smite. Some needlework to come through from Dudu, who is looking
wants to look for a kill.
A little bit problematic. And yeah, Pyoshik is going to make his way over. Slice and dice from Perfect to get himself out of there. Still has the dominance and flashes, actually, as Tidal Wave is avoided here by Doctor, but the Aqua Prison is not. And that is First Blood going over to aiming underneath this turret. Ghost tanks it up beautifully. Sometimes you're just not allowed to stick around. As Pyoshik in the area, because has already started off this dragon. Mid lane control is there for BDD, which is why KT are probably happy to go for this, but the bottom lane moving on forward. There's cease and desist onto Pyoshik. He tries to ult his way out, but it doesn't quite work out here. Tidal Wave is decent. Pop Blossom's better, and Pyoshik just takes down Cuz. He said cease and desist, and Pyoshik said no. Yeah.
Not sure about that one, but ultimately it means that not only do they not get the dragon, but they also give a kill.
Buttons being pressed here towards this top side of the map is now Perfect. No flash available. And there is the flash tangle buffs from Peter, and down goes the Crocodile. Perfect. Unfortunately, not living up to his name there, but didn't really have too much of a chance without flash to get out. True Shot Barrage, big value.
Peter's ult's coming back up. They really need to be careful about overextending here. They will back away.
Oh, the dragon never got taken.
Yeah, no, it didn't get taken actually earlier because Cuz dropped it to go for the all-in, which was what the crazier thing. Peter.
Peter is the one with health, so they're not going to fall for it this time around. Perfect. Pushes this wave in. Dragon goes down over to KT. They still have a decent advantage as Hextech. Oh my goodness. Just fine.
Cuz does have flash and ult. This is a dangerous position for Dudu.
Yeah, let's see how immune the Gwen's going to be as the Aqua Prison does go down. Hit by the kitchen sink, and down he will go.
That's a turret.
First Star Blood.
Yeah, big win here for the bottom of the side of the map here for KT. And in these two item 80 carries, aiming is the victor. He has a 1,500 gold lead. And he is going to be the one who is about to transform this Murmana. It's so quick he has it, actually, that it's not quite about transform, but either way. And therefore, actually is the one who wins. And will actually even get to push an extra wave in before he backs here. And that's a big turnaround there. And like, because aiming and Ghost didn't even really have to fully show up, they didn't lose anything. Now, this Herald is going to crash into a top lane, which is a top lane turret, which is quite rare. They were doing that until they lost control after one mistake. And now it's kind of like, well, I mean, are you winning anywhere?
And I feel like this is personal for aiming. You know, he wanted to prove that KT made the right choice, you know?
Or maybe it's worse than the movies. I'm just speculating.
So you're lying as well. You'll love to see it. All right, KT on full vision. They're going to be trying to take this dragon. Let's see whether Pyoshik can go for any sort of interruption as the Drake will get stopped. Double teleports to bring in both Dudu and Closer, but that should mean that DNS can now take this dragon, and they do so, leaving Perfect to his ways on the top side. But I still think getting themselves this first Hextech dragon is a big deal. Really dire here as aiming has sort of hit this really nice spike with even the cheeky Hex Drinker there as well. And so he's very scary. There's the flash away from Ghost. Make sure that public execution doesn't land. As BDD a little bit worse for wear, but now Pyoshik gets ulted once again here by Cuz, who goes incredibly deep. Aqua Prison is decent on to Closer somehow, but Cuz is once again just going to die, and aiming just auto-attacks the Akali, and she is dead as well. The Arcane shift forward is dire here from Doctom at the same time as the Emperor's Divide gets Pyoshik out of there. Not sure what he was doing, going back in. However, he is definitely out now, as now Dudu wants to find his avenue in, as aiming has gone too far forward. It's an absolute mess, but the cleanup crew is down, and Perfect looked a little bit worse for wear. Still, it's BDD. What was that?
He doesn't have ult. He wanted the shield. He thought he had enough damage to burst them down, but it is not enough. And it's a really cool and safe way to play this, where you're always a little bit oppressive. Speaking of oppressive.
Yeah, DNS have a lot of people around the Baron, but Dudu is very, very dead. Just swept up here by the Shuriman duo. Is it enough? Well, Pyoshik is here, not doing Baron, so...
To make this into a super big play, because they already have a lead, they do tons of damage to turrets, as you guys can see here. Bam!
Man.
Crystalline Overgrowth procced, and that's the turret gone. And this means no turret here defensively to set up around for this next dragon. So KT, sure, they gave that last dragon up, felt really bad, but...
Yeah, conquering the sands. As Peter is just throwing clones in over and over again as Dudu gets into the back of the pit. Closer is rotated around as Cuz has got off this dragon. And BDD is just getting so much control. Dokdom in a lot of trouble here as now Cuz back onto the Drake one more time.
That might have been enough for KT to secure this.
Oh, we'll just have to find out as even the dragon is getting frustrating here as BDD now off on his own, possibly in trouble, does have to flash to get himself out of the way as now Peter gets in there with the Pop Blossom and BDD Empress Divide from the grave as he is taken down, but now it's KT's turn. Cuz is going to sacrifice himself for the good of the team fight as Perfect gets the stun onto Dokdom and down goes the Ezreal. Finally, that lead that Aiming had all game pays off. Now it is the Baron, and with Leandri's and Nash's Tooth on BDD.
Uh-oh.
And now he's looking for Doc. Oh dear. Cease and desist comes in. Ezreal will just be dead, and no need for an Emperor's Divide as Cuz has to flash. Closer on the warpath here, looking for the angle, but does not get it. Cuz is going to be able to steal away a red buff as well.
I mean, they have a huge wave here. They can either try to break open the inhibitor or just Sundisk and rush to Baron, like it was in that T1 game, and look at that. They will threaten the Baron to look for a turn. BDD did not ult critically on the pick, so he still has that as a huge tool here for this upcoming fight.
Well, there's a public execution onto BDD. Emperor's Divide is going to push him back. His BDD's actually pretty durable. He will go down in the end, though, as now Closer into the Shroud. He gets into the backline and executes the fish, but he's dead as a result. And now Perfect in that front line is going to push the rest of them away. I don't know whether it was worth. 2 for 1 there.
Aiming's just a reminder, he grew up in the bottom lane without a support.
Yeah.
He actually had 2 supports, but he had to survive through the top lane, playing into a Nico. Nami kept getting rooted, but
he was molded by it or something. Certainly, it's Bane Ming. Bane Ming trying to make it work here as the public execution doesn't do anything at all. And all right, Aiming, feeling like he's back in that gigantic oversized well again. That's what it is, right?
Yes.
In Batman Begins? Okay, good. It's not Batman Begins, it's the next one. The last one. What is it? What's the third one called? It's Dark Knight and then Dark Knight Rises?
Rises, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Dark Knight was the best one, though.
Yeah, it was... You can't really top it.
I've never seen a movie in theaters more than I saw the movie. I think I saw like 5 times.
My God, that's too many times. I saw too many people hit by that phosphorus bomb as well. That was a lot of damage there. And this turret is also going to go down. The inhibitor likely to follow as well as the True Shot Barrage actually doing a lot of work there as Aiming just Valkyries through it for some reason. As Needlework to come out here, Cuz taking a lot of damage is Perfect. Gets himself over the wall, but the chase is on here as Dudu makes his way in. The cease and desist is looking very awkward as they do take down the Renekton. Pop Blossom onto 2 as Closer gets Empress Divided. And down to the GA will go the Cork here. Now over the wall goes Dudu. The Vault Break is fantastic, but they take down the Vi. Aiming's dead as well as BDD's the next target, but he gets healed up by Ghost. And now Pyoshik gets on top of him and Ghost goes down as well. It's the ace for DNS and the roller coaster. It is off the rails.
That's, by the way, Hextech Soul for DNS.
Oh my God.
Now, they do have 0 inhibitors left alive, which is somewhat of a problem. As you can see, Pyoshik is taking the Hextech Soul in live. Now, this angle here for Cuz, again, very risky because they don't really have an exit point, you know? Like, he probably could have gone back and they could have all just retreated out. Instead, they try to kind of fight their way back here as it's awkwardly KT in the enemy base trying to kite through as if it's their own base, and they don't really have space here. Mechanically, BDD plays this next set of plays incredibly well, but fortunately, his health bar is just a little bit too low. Doesn't get hit there. Ghost gives him a little bit of healing.
Peter had to Pop Blossom the wave to avoid losing the game.
And finally, they will defend this Nexus. There's no way KT throw here.
Yeah. No, Wolf. I see what you're doing. Public execution into the backline there as Cuz could be in a bit of trouble. There's the Emperor's Divide to get rid of the Nico, but down goes the Akali before she does anything. But BDD suffers the same fate. Oh, God, Wolf. You did it. This is your fault. Aiming still in full health, though. And he is looking to get himself the heck out of there because I don't think he's lasting for very long.
The Nexus.
Yes, the minions may win the game. Yeah, the rest of KT are just going to play keep away here as Aiming and Cuz will be able to take this one down. I don't think DNS can do anything about this because Closer is in base. And yeah, they're not going to fight.
It's always so scary when, you know, you're taking a Baron like this and trying to rush it, especially with the new Baron health.
So many other times we'd be like, oh, well, they just go to the Elder and it's fine, and we'd be relaxed and just waiting for the end of the game. I am stressed out of my mind.
The red buff.
Oh, here's the Pop Blossom angle as they get on top of Cuz, but he's not necessarily the priority. As Flash out from Perfect as well. They're looking so worse for wear. True Shot Barrage barely unable to take Cuz down to his GA, and KT will limp their way out.
They cannot do the Elder now. I think it's going to go to DNS.
Oh my goodness.
Cuz is just too low.
Yep, BDD is also going back. He's in base right now, maybe building a Void stuff. Let's see whether he teleports back. The answer is no. As there it is, teleport onto the minion.
Oh, teleport! He sees the TP close as well! He sees the TP
and Closer is teleporting in at the same time. It's going to be Elder for Nexus trade! Oh my god, it's Pyoshik that locks down the Dragon, but are they just going to lose the game? There's a minion wave here! Stop the match, KT! That's all you can do! As Aiming trying to get out of there, and BDD is not going to end!
He cannot end. They couldn't stop all the backs. This game is going for a while, Atlas. I don't think this one's ending right here.
Oh dear, BDD, Emperor's Divide, but Closer goes golden, and BDD does the same thing, but I think this is going to be the end of the Azir. Dudu cuts him down, and it's gonna happen again!
Wait, hold on. There's actually
a lot of turrets.
The death timers are too long, though, still. I think they might have enough. They have to push through these super minions in the mid lane. Aiming's level 18 here.
And there's also, Inhibitor just died in the bottom lane as well. Aiming, if he can manage to kill, like this, the backdoor bonus.
He has to kill the waves.
Not actually doing anything at all. It's actually kind of crazy how much damage DNS do at this stage of the game.
Cuz has ult when he respawns. He's going to have to pick his target wisely. They need to somehow buy time. I don't think they can.
I don't think they can end.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they can defend. I actually think DNS might have enough. Like
2 seconds on Cuz, 7 seconds on Ghost. Aiming's got rockets. And these minions are just dying. Hexgate to get out.
Man, I thought.
Oh my god!
They just barely had enough.
Go again.
We are, by the way, over longest game of the season.
Oh yeah.
And flank here from Pyoshik.
Public execution isn't witnessed.
Elder buff still up here for 45 seconds. KT should be very cautious and try to play around that bottom side prio.
Well, Cuz possibly caught out of position here is, yep, eaten by a dragon, and down he will go. I'm not sure what the play was.
Like round 2.
Yeah,
but guess what? Dudu's there to answer
They've got
again.
no Nexus turrets. They've got no Nexus turrets.
But Dudu's here to answer again. He's level 20. He's a top laner. TP. They're going to try to 2v1 and end the game, but the backs are already channeled for DNS. They're on their way home.
Well, they have to try and get here as quickly as possible as Aiming. If he hits this a couple of times, they are just going to rush the base. Emperor's Divide to push away the Pop Blossom to buy some space. And BDD is going to get eaten by a dragon. Aiming's going to go down, and they throw the game away. Ghost is down as well. There's the ace, and that is going to be it.
This did not read the map at all. And man, we're playing against DNS right now, but this game from KT makes DNF's macro last year look credible.
Oh my
Atlas,
god.
Damn,
100,000 gold for DNS in the end.
It was impressive that it happened once, but it's twice as impressive that it's gone a second time here for KT.
Oh no, Batman wins again. Unfortunately, Bane Ming just wasn't quite enough. Dr. Arm doing 60,000 damage in that game. And it's like what I was talking about before. And there is no range at all on DNS as well. So they need Pyoshik to find Aiming with a Q. Otherwise, I mean, he just nets out of any sort of engage here from Peter.
Please don't touch me.
Yeah. Well, this, it doesn't get better.
Shoot the shield. Please don't shoot my AD carry.
They just need to hope that Aiming misses as much CS as possible. Unless they all in, as he flashes already. Aftershock now down, though, as Peter taking a lot of damage back. The electrocute from Ghost doing so much work as the crash down. The re-engage. Aiming is able to at least stay alive to help with that kill, but Doctor versus Ghost. I like this one for the Yunara, and DNS, they figured it out, just all in.
Yeah,
Ghost just going to keep meep slapping and electrocuting the Rel as often as he can. But that is Closer taking a turret shot that he very much did not want to take. BDD doesn't have any mana, though, and he misses a cannon. So we're going to say that it's negatives on both sides. No flash available for Aiming, and he's just going to get all in. Again, Doctor takes his second.
I think this is just too
they
much.
really missed their bottom lane, dude.
And even Peter's going to walk up and say no. He cannot
the bottom lane priority is just too much. KT do have control in mid, but they have no semblance of it towards this bottom side. So DNS can be able to use that to grab themselves this first Drake. Next one going to be a Chemtech.
There's some things you can do. They have tools. Well, and
here, that's going to try and lock down Doctor, but it does not work. As the turret going to lose a plate. Closer with Realm Warp available. Thought he might be looking towards that bottom side. The Arc of Ruin flying on forward there from Doctor. At least KT do know that this dragon's going on.
Weaver's Wall, how does it work for them in this case? Like, are they going to try to zone the Rise out who can ult over it? Or are they going to try to cut off the bottom duo? Shock Blast isn't going to do much for them.
Well, Pyoshik is somewhat separated at the moment. Seismic Shove does pull him back, and he's on the rocks. He eats a lot of them as flashes out for both the jungle and mid of KT. That is the Drake secured, as now Cuz moving himself back, and KT, I don't think they're going to be... Oh, Aiming has to flash again as the Realm Warp brings the DN SOOPers forward. BDD in a bit of trouble here, as there is the Prey Seeker, and Dudu with the Void Rush is able to take him down. Yeah, just separated and destroyed. Perfect is trying to get some work done towards his top side, but KT...
And the truth is, because Pyoshik had flash, kind of, yes, if they get Insect in, they will just die there. Whoever gets Insect into the waiting maw of DNS is...
Okay, here's another Tempered Fate, as they do find the Cosmic Binding. Doctor taking a lot of damage there as Peter goes in, gets that big old shield, and Aiming doing his very best to take him down. There's the magical journey. Down goes the Rel, and Aiming still alive. I kind of thought that maybe there was Aiming was going to die there, and then we'd just see him walk out of the Chijijik Low Park.
This Jace pick just really isn't hit right for me, and you know, the bottom lane disaster, we've talked about it enough, as that Shock Blast is also going to miss. But they're going to look for an all-in here on this Herald, I suppose, with this TP, but they're too slow.
Oh, God, yeah. Perfect makes his way in, but he does have a huge shield after he gets here amongst 4 people.
But they can't do anything.
Rift Herald taken down. That's a great shove onto Pyoshik, but that's Perfect, taking a lot of damage. Forced to flash to get out of the way, as Pyoshik gets ulted here by the Scion, and Aiming having to deal with Dudu, who is just refusing to take damage. Seismic Shove doesn't do too much, as Pyoshik crashes Shelly into this outer turret, and Peter is looking to get out of there with the crash down.
But he doesn't want to waste his ultimate because he doesn't know where Dudu is. Dudu's missing on the map, so he kind of has to slowly walk down as Pyoshik starts this up slowly and Peter gets positioned on the banana brush where they have control vision.
Yeah, and KT, they really... Okay, Tempered Fate goes wide. The train is rolling in as Peter kind of throws his ultimate away, doesn't find an angle for it, is now Perfect in that front line, but it is Soul Point over to DNS. Pyoshik playing the series of his life. Well, not his life, because that happened in 2022, but definitely of the year.
He is still fairly vulnerable. This turret isn't going to last very long. It's got Crystalline on it. Pyoshik's going to make this happen, I think. Atlas
is a very patient man. Gets the kickback, picked up by the Magnet Storm, and down goes Aiming once again.
What a sick play.
Started up, but Pyoshik's in the area, and his smite button has been so good. Peter's back in base.
Yeah, that's a big opportunity for KT. Late TP.
Big flanking teleport angle, though, for Dudu. If he can get in here, that is going to be Cuz denying the soul. And now Dudu's possibly finding a triple knock-up. Gigantic here, but he's taken out. Pyoshik's going to go down, and the Magnet Storm collects them all. Doctor to pick up a double as Peter will get knocked into the sky, but the fight is already over. 2 on the floor here for KT.
That's Baron.
Oh my goodness, don't tell me they can actually just walk over and take it. That's a very young Baron Wolf.
Jesus.
Almost 100% death contribution as well, which would have been very impressive. Going to be seeing that bottom lane outer turret falling down. The lead is extending here for DNS to the tune of about 3,000.
Who is Palm?
They're completely out of sync. Yeah. KT, you need to get over there and try and take this one down as Closer down to 50%. As can Cuz actually get in there. The Magnet Storm is fantastic from Peter as Dudu gets into the backline, and there's the Hextech Soul. They're on top of aiming, and I don't even think they needed the ulti out of Dudu to take him down, but they're going to do so anyway. As Ghost is also dead, Cuz dies at the same time, and BDD offers himself up as tribute to the DNS War Machine, who are now just realm warping towards the enemy base. Is it just going to be the DNS 2-0? And what did and Umpty know that everyone else didn't?
Well, this is an ex-support player. Peter is an ex-KT player, and he and Duckdom are looking to end this one and get revenge.
Yeah, perfect. Just going to be taken down. The zombie version I don't think is going to be enough to deal with these minions, as the Nexus turret will be falling. There are some respawns coming on in here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And yeah, free hitting is Duckdom. He takes down the Nexus, and DNS will eliminate KT.